Hello and welcome to Composition 1 Fall 2023. In this video, I'm just going to do a quick overview of Brightspace and our online classroom and sort of what it looks like and how you're going to be interacting with it, as well as go over some syllabus policies and take a look at the first week of class so you kind of know what to expect. So, as I'm sure you are aware, we have navigated away from Blackboard and into Brightspace. This is brand new for everybody. It's brand new for me as your professor. It's brand new for you as the student. So I'm sure there will be some moments of frustration or confusion this semester where we're trying to find something, but we're in this together. Between you and I'm sure we can figure it out, and Dallas College has really great tech support. So this looks very different than Blackboard. I'm going to do my very best to kind of poke around and show you where you will find everything. And then, of course, I'm sure you will spend some time exploring too. So when you first come into our online classroom, and this is the 16-week Composition 1, if it's not your section number, that's okay. I have a couple of different sections of online 16-week Composition 1s, and they all look the same. So when you come into your classroom, you'll see a couple of things. Up here at the top, you'll see content, which is pretty much everything that's in the class. You'll see announcements, and you can click on this and it will take you to the announcements. I don't have any loaded in there yet, but you can always go there. You can go to activities and look at things like assignments, discussion boards, quizzes. You have an e-portfolio, which is just an opportunity for you to hang on to assignments or take notes, that sort of thing. You can come over here and you can click and you can see your grades in the course as well as how much everything is worth. You may be able to see your attendance. I don't know. Yeah, so you can see your attendance. You can see your class progress. That's how much of the assignments for the class that you've done so far. And then if you click over here for learning materials, that will just take you to the Red Shelf website where you can look at the textbooks. We don't have a textbook in this class, so you don't actually have to do this, but this learning materials button will take you to your textbooks for all of your classes, not just any of them. And then you can always come right back up here to the title of our class, click on it, and it will bring you back home. Now on this page, when I eventually post an announcement, you will be able to see it right here, and I'll do a welcome announcement the first week of class. And then you'll be able to, if I ask a question or create a post or anything like that, be able to see that in your activity feed. Underneath that is a calendar. You'll be able to see what assignments are due when. And then over here on the left side of your screen is your content. There is going to be another little widget here, that's what they call these, that's just like some generic class information or like a start here folder, but other than that, everything that's going to be up here is already up here. And the way that I have this course set up is in weeks, so everything that you will need for a particular week is in that week's widget. So you can come up here and look at your discussion boards or your assignments or quizzes or anything like that, but you don't have to dig around to find everything. I've put them all together in weekly widgets. So we're going to take a look at the syllabus and then we'll come back and we'll look at the week 1 folder. So right now the only thing that's in this widget is your syllabus, but you can click on it, you can download it. You can download a copy of it and save it on your computer, but it will always be here all semester long, so you can always reference back to it. The syllabus is probably pretty familiar to you because all of your syllabuses and all of your classes are supposed to look the same. But we're going to go over some important information in here. Probably the most important piece of information on this first page of the syllabus is, let's see if I can make it big. Not really, but okay, is my email address right here in our Plyman at dallascollege.edu. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. send me an email. I answer them pretty quickly. If you want to speak to me in person, you can come by Tuesday or Thursday mornings. I'm in my office from 8:20 to 10:50 hanging out. These are student hours. These hours are available for you to just stop by. You can ask questions. You can talk about concerns. If you have feedback, we can talk about that. If you want me to go over your essay, we can do that. If you want one-on-one tutoring, that's an option too. You can just stop by at any point during those hours. If you want to meet at a specific time and maybe you don't want somebody stopping by, let me know. We can set up an appointment during that time, and I'll go ahead and like shut my office door and all that. Or if those office hours don't work for you and you want to meet virtually at a different time, just let me know and we can do that. Let's see. Other course information. This is an online class. I know it says that it meets 24 hours a day, Monday through Sunday. Really, that means that we don't have any particular time that you have to log in for this class. It is all asynchronous. Now, we do have due dates, but within that range of time, you can jump in there and figure out what works for you and when you want to get your work done. So underneath all of that, we have a course description, some student learning outcomes, some Texas core objectives. These are things that you're going to be working on in all of your Dallas College core classes. I also have a marketable skills statement here. One of the things that's really neat about Dallas College is it's helping students make those connections between what you're learning in class and what you can take to the workplace later on. So a student may know, hey, I'm really good at writing essays, but they might not know that that translates to excellent written communication skills as something that they can put on their resume or tell their place of employment. So what marketable skills does is just help students make those connections and find the language and vocabulary to explain how what they're learning in college helps translate into a better employee and just a better citizen. Underneath that is required course materials. All of the stuff that I'm going to ask you to read for this class is going to be provided for you in our Brightspace Classroom. Underneath that is graded work. This is how do you get the grade that you really want in this class. So of course, very important information. You can see what individual assignments are worth as well as sort of like daily assignments. So your daily assignments and course participation make up exactly 20% of your overall grade. And then you have several bigger projects. Your annotated bibliography and your book review both make up 10% of your final grade. And then you have three what I call major essay projects: the expository essay, the proposal essay, and the narrative essay. Each of those assignments make up 20% of your overall grade. So those are worth quite a bit. So if you're looking at, should I turn this paper in? Should I not turn this paper in? And it's worth 20% of your overall grade. The answer is probably yes. See if you can find a way to turn that paper in. And then of course I determine grades in pretty much the old standard way. If you have a 90 to 100, that's an A, 80 to 89, that's a B, etc. Below that, I have just sort of a very brief description of each of our major essay projects and our other assignments. And then below that is course policies. This is how I, as an instructor, run my course and what I want you to be aware of going into it. So the first one is weekly attendance and participation. You're expected to log in and participate in our class weekly. I have weekly things for you to do, and you will be graded on your weekly participation. If you know, hey, I'm going to be out of town next week, I'm not going to be able to log in, pretty much everything is set up so that you can log in and do it early. As long as you participate in that week's assignments, you will get credit for participation, even if you end up needing to do it a week early. The next policy that I have up here is my late work policy. I know not all instructors take late work, but I do take late work for most assignments. Assignments like participation points or going to the writing center, things that cannot be made up, cannot be turned in late. But pretty much everything else can be turned in late. It's worth up to 70% of the overall grade, regardless of when it's submitted. So if it's a week late, a month late, a semester late, I do take late work up until the last day of the semester. Now, if an emergency arises that impacts your ability to turn in your work, then let me know. Communicate with me as soon as possible, and we might be able to find out some alternative situation. So emergencies include things like if you're in the hospital or an immediate family member is in the hospital, if you have a death in the family, etc. I have a Thursday shift, so I can't turn in my work on Friday. That's not an emergency. I have strep throat. That's not an emergency. But if you do have a genuine emergency, then let me know. And I have up here, it says I do reserve the right to ask for documentations. You know, sometimes I have students that have like quite a few grandmas that die over the course of the semester. So just make sure that you're not making up an emergency, especially because I do take late work. The last day to submit classwork is the last day the class meets before final exam week. Let's talk about technology connectivity. Brightspace or your internet connection or issues like that are not an excuse for late papers. Here's what happens if for some reason you log on to turn in your work and you can't. Brightspace is down, something like that. What I need you to do is you're going to email me a copy of the assignment before the due date, as well as your tech support ticket. You have to contact tech support and be working on an issue in order for that to be like a viable, you can't just tell me Brightspace is down, so I wasn't able to turn in my work. So if you legitimately can't log into Brightspace, then email me your paper and email me the ticket number from technical support. And then once you get logged in, tech support is usually pretty good about fixing those things. Then you can go ahead and submit your assignment online. Do not email me assignments for any reason other than that. And even in those cases, I do make you submit them on Brightspace. Once it's back up, this protects me and it protects you. There's no like, well, I emailed you my paper, I don't know why I have a 0 on it. That way you have a trail of it and I have a trail of it. And then I have the link right here for tech support if you ever need it. Please make sure that you are submitting the correct file types. Files need to be in Microsoft Word or Word compatible format. No other file types will be accepted. Don't send me a Google Doc. Don't send me an Applesoft Pages or Microsoft Works. None of those work on the Dallas College computers. So please make sure that you are using Microsoft products. Now, there are students who prefer to use Google Docs and then download a Microsoft Word copy if that's what you want to do. I can't stop you, but I will say there are little gremlins that live in Google Docs and they like to mess with your formatting and stuff like that. So just be wary of that. You do have access to all of the Microsoft Office programs, and you can access them through your virtual desktop. Okay, the next policy that I have up here is the academic honesty policy. This basically says that you are going to pursue your studies with integrity and honesty. This means that you're going to provide the appropriate credit for any words, thoughts, ideas, or data that are not your own. If you fail to cite the source of any material that was borrowed, that is plagiarism. If you submit an assignment that you did not write for this class, that is also a violation of the academic honesty policy. And if you submit work generated by AI programs such as ChatGPT, that is also a violation of the academic honesty policy. If you're caught plagiarizing or violating this policy, you will receive a 0 on the assignment. If it happens again, you will fail the course, and then I have to fill out paperwork to the dean. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for you. Plus, the goal of this class is to learn and practice college level writing. If you already know how to do it, then great. It should be really easy to create these assignments. If you don't know how to do it, then you need the practice. So please be creating your own work. And as your instructor, I'm interested in what you have to say. Let's talk about essay length. When I give you required lengths for your essays, those are minimums, not maximums. So if your essay is less than the required length, you will lose points. If the essay assignment that I have given you is a word-based length, so for example, I say this essay needs to be 1,000+ words, you will lose 10 points for every 100 words that your essay is short. If it is a page-based length, so for example, I say this essay has to be 4 pages, you will lose 20 points per page short. And there are specific instructions for each assignment that tells you exactly how long it needs to be. Getting help in class. I know all those last policies are kind of not so fun to talk about or listen about. This one hopefully is a little bit more uplifting. Basically, we're going to talk about all of the assignments that you have to do. We're going to turn them in piece by piece well before they are due. If you ever have questions about an assignment, please ask. I would rather spend my time helping you understand the assignment before it's due versus you turning in something that wasn't quite what I was looking for and not getting the grade that you wanted. I will still help you if you turn in an assignment and you did not get the grade that you want, but it's much better for me and it's much better for you if you come to me before the due date if you don't understand something. You may also show me drafts at any stage of development. If you want me to look at your thesis, if you want me to look at your outline, your first draft, your second draft, your 73rd draft, if you have one, I am happy to do that. I'm happy to look at your introduction and tell you whether or not I think it's stellar. I'm happy to give you pointers and tips. So if you're like, I'm not quite sure if I'm on the right track, feel free to send me your work and ask for help. You're also going to be required to participate in tutoring for each of your major essay projects. This experience is to help you with your writing skills. The students who do this, who participate in tutoring with the Writing Center, either in person or virtually, by the end of the course and even by the end of their academic careers, they're stronger writers, they're more proficient writers, and they don't struggle nearly as much. This is an excellent benefit that Dallas College has, and it will help you. This last little thing up here that I have in this policy is this. Please remember that I'm here to help you. It is my job and my goal for you to be successful in this class. I always say I know this is an online class, but I'm your real life flesh and blood professor. I want you to do well. I want to help you. So if you have questions, let me know. I have a ton of resources available to you, but I may not know what specifically you need if you don't reach out. So please reach out and I can hopefully connect you with some things that can help you. Down here, I just have some more information on Learning Commons, which is kind of like what we call our library and tutoring services. These tutoring services are already paid for by your tuition. You do not have to pay anything extra for them. They are available to you. Dallas College has face-to-face tutoring at all of our campuses. And then we also have virtual tutoring. For your 3 major essay projects, you will have to take them before the due date to tutoring. If you do not do this, you will lose points on those essays, and you can schedule your appointments way ahead of time so that you know, hey, this is when I'm going to go in and talk to a tutor. Communication and email. I get a lot of emails every semester. I have hundreds of students every semester, and lots of the emails asking questions about information that's readily available here in the syllabus. I cannot tell you how many emails I get asking, do you take late work? What's your late work policy? It's in the syllabus. Need to know how much your final grade and essay is worth? It's in the syllabus. I've done my very best to give you as much information as I can up front so that you can be successful. But if you've read the syllabus, if you've checked Brightspace, and you still can't find the information you're looking for, then send me an email, and I am always happy to help. There are some things I want you to do when you send me an email. Make sure that you're following grammatical rules and appropriate punctuation. I shouldn't have to look up what the texting jargon that you're sending means. So just use everyday language. Give me a subject in the subject line, and please tell me what your name is and what course you are enrolled in. As we switch from the DCCCD email addresses to the Dallas College email addresses, some of them have students' names in them. Some of them are still just E and your student number. When you send me an email with E and your student number and you don't put your name, I don't know who you are or what class you're in. So make sure you give me that. I respond to emails within 24 hours, Monday through Thursday, and 48 hours, Saturday through Sunday. This does not include school holidays, but usually it's a lot faster than that. Probably like most of you, I carry my phone around. So if it's a question that I can answer right away and the email pops up, I'll usually answer it pretty much immediately. But if you send me an email and it's been like 24 hours and you haven't heard back from me, just double check that you send it to the right email address, and if not, just email me again. And I will tell you this, please don't save your question until the last minute. If you have an assignment due at 11:59 and you email me at 10 o'clock at night, ask me a question, chances are I'm already gonna be in bed or have my phone off for the night, so I won't see it until the next morning, which doesn't really help you. So if you have a question, email me as soon as you can. The next policy that I have up here is my diversity and inclusion policy. It's my intent that students from all diverse backgrounds and perspectives be well served by this course, and that students' learning needs be addressed both in and out of the classroom, and that the diversity that the students brings to the class be viewed as a resource, strength, and benefit. We all have different backgrounds and beliefs and worldviews and life experiences, and that is a good thing. Because none of us know everything and we can all learn from each other. I try really hard to present materials that represent, diversity, including gender identity and sexuality and disability and age and socioeconomic status and ethnicity and race and nationality and religion and culture. We don't read a ton in this class because we focus mainly on writing, but the things that we do read, I try to make sure that they are diverse. But if you know something, an article, a book, a TED Talk, a lecture, something like that, that you're like, hey, I think that would be really great in this class, I would love to hear it. Please send me all of your suggestions. The next thing that I have in the syllabus is an anti-bigotry policy. And you would think that with a diversity inclusion policy explaining that diversity is to be celebrated, that I wouldn't need this, but unfortunately that hasn't historically been the case. So let's start off with what bigotry is. Bigotry is an obstinate or unreasonable attachment to a belief or opinion, in particular prejudice against a person, people, on the basis of their membership of that particular group. So this includes things like racism, misogyny, sexism, homophobia, Islamophobia, classism, etc. You may not express these views in class: racist views, misogynistic views, sexist views, homophobic views, Islamophobic views, classist views, any of those. I want this class to be a space where we can all learn from each other. If you are struggling with those ideologies or belief systems and you would like to reach out to me personally, I have some resources that I can share with you. But these ideas cannot be expressed in class. So this includes our discussion boards and assignments. If you write a paper full of racist rhetoric, you will fail the assignment. So please do not do that. Reach out to me. I'm happy to share resources if you're struggling with these ideologies. But I want us all to be on the same page on this. The next section that I have in my syllabus is about religious accommodations. Dallas College is a pretty diverse college. We have a wide range of faiths and religions as part of our student body, and I know that typically college schedules revolve around some religions and not others. So if you have a religious holiday that falls in the middle of a semester and you are going to need accommodations or time off or something like that, let me know. Let me know as soon as possible, preferably the first week of class. And we can come up with some sort of alternative plan or accommodations for your religious celebrations. Excuse me. This last little thing up here is just institutional policy. Dallas College has us do a link because they're constantly updating and checking information on like class and drop options, Title IX, tutoring, accessibility, all of that. But you can click this link and it will take you to the institutional policies of Dallas College. And then the last thing that I have in your syllabus is your course schedule. So just like I broke it down in our Brightspace Classroom, you can see what we're talking about or learning about in a particular week and what your assignments are. And you can go through and you can see assignments all the way through the end of the class. So that is the end of your syllabus. All of this is here and available for you at any point. If you want to click on it, if you want to download it, if you want to save it, you always have those options. If I make a change to it, I will let you know in writing and in Brightspace. Okay, let's go back to our Brightspace Classroom. And we are going to look at week 1. So this is how your weeks will be set up. Every week when you come in, your weeks will start on Monday and you'll be able to see the dates up here. And you'll have a couple of things. The first thing that you're always going to see is a checklist. This is just for you. It lets you know what you're going to be working on that week. So this week we're going to be doing lecture videos and resource videos. You're going to take a student survey and a syllabus quiz. You're going to write a This I Believe essay, and you're going to take a marketable skills survey. So here's what you're working on for week 1. And then as you scroll down, you can see all of the things in that. Under lecture videos and resources, some of these are videos that I have recorded. Others are additional resources that I think are very valuable. So like right here where it says class introduction, this is a lecture video that I've done just kind of explaining the semester. This is a lecture video that I have done where I go over the This I Believe essay, which is something that we're going to be working on this week. So you'll just watch this quick video and it'll give you some background information. These, Does Grammar Matter, and 3 Ways to Speak English, both of these videos are TED Talks, and they just sort of help me illustrate how I approach language. Underneath that, you have a student survey. This just helps me get to know you. So I have some questions here for you, and they help better prepare me to be your instructor, to know what kind of resources you're going to need, to know what your experiences are, that sort of thing. You have a syllabus quiz. This is just a quick 3-question quiz that basically says, hey, I read the syllabus. I agree with the policies, including the academic honesty policy. And the 3rd question says, I will reach out if I need help. And then down below that, your This I Believe essay. There's some information on that. And then right here, we kind of talked a little bit about marketable skills just a minute ago. This just helps me know sort of where you are. There's 2 surveys. You only have to take one of them. If you don't know which one to take, you can click this and it says help, I don't know which one to take. When you click on it, it tells you which one to take. And then it takes you back. So this is what roughly each of your weeks look like. You can see all of the weeks are already open, so you can kind of peek around and look, and maybe hey, I'm going to be out of town this week. I wonder what I'm going to have to work on from my hotel room. You can kind of log in and see your discussion boards. Week 1, we don't have any assigned readings, but week 2, we do have some assigned readings. And anytime we have an assigned reading, it will be right there. You can just click on it. It's all embedded. So if you have any questions about what we covered today, send me an email, let me know. I'm always happy to help, and I'm looking forward to a great semester with you.